Hey there. Happy hump day. Today's Wednesday. I am going to do bead cages today. I thought I had mine sitting here, but I don't. Anyway, it's the clay with the gemstones or whatever kind of beads you want in the middle of them. And I'm going to show kind of a cool technique of something that I've been doing lately that creates a cool effect on the clay. So let's get started. So I just have conditioned white and translucent, and it doesn't matter what they're rolled out on because we're going to chop these up. I like a little bit more translucent than white because that's just me. So I'm going to chop these up. And you can chop these as much or as little as you want, and you'll see why in a minute. But they don't have to be totally even or anything like that. So just chop these up and then mash them all up together. And I'm going to turn on my fan because it's already hot. Okay, hopefully you guys can't hear that. So just mix the white and the translucent together. And the reason I do this is because white and translucent have such a different effect with alcohol inks. With the white, alcohol ink tends to kind of hang out on the surface, whereas with translucent it gets a little deeper. So it creates a different look when they're combined on the surface. So it just kind of looks cool. So anyway, we're going to roll this out just a little bit. And for bead cages, so I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to roll this out on a 0, which is my thickest setting. But I want it kind of flat already going in because I don't want it to distort too much. So we'll get that kind of look. And I like this side better because there's a little bit more translucent, not just a big thing of white across the top. The whole point is to kind of have it, excuse me, to have it different. So I'm just throwing some colors together here today. I have latte, caramel, ocean, and stone. And actually, I think I'm going to throw in this is sky, so I'm going to throw that in there too. And I'm just going to randomly paint kind of all over the place. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to use this. Okay. The tops on these are like child-proof, and I have a hard time getting them off sometimes. So I'm just going to put on my brush, and I'm going to messily paint kind of all over. I'll do a little more on this side over here. Messy because I want that kind of mottled look. This is a pretty color. This one is stone. This is sky. And then latte, actually, let me put a little bit more of that on here. And then this is latte. So there's that. So I'm gonna let this dry for just a minute. Shouldn't take too long. And I'll probably help it along by dabbing it a little bit, but I'm gonna clean this off. Looks like it's almost dry. Already got a mix going. Just gonna help it along just a little bit. It's no big deal. But it looks like it's pretty dry. So now I'm gonna take this, remember I had rolled it out on my thickest setting at the beginning. I'm gonna roll it out on the 2. So it's gonna kind of spread it out just a little bit. And it doesn't matter which direction you roll it out. So I kind of smushed it out a little bit. So it looks like that. I think I'm gonna roll it out on a 3. Okay, I like that better. Just so it kind of smushes it out a little bit, and I just like how that looks. Okay. So now, there's 2 ways that you can do this. One way is you can use cutters, and you can, you could cut it, if you want it like perfect, you could cut it with 2 different cutters. So you'd have a perfectly uniform kind of shape. So you'd have this size and then that size cut out in the middle. But we're gonna do kind of a more organic look. So I'm gonna take this, I'm trying to decide how I wanna do this, because it needs to be kind of thick, and of course I just made it thinner. So I'm gonna kind of roll until I find a spot that I like, which is, I think, that. So I'm gonna roll this. Actually, I'm just gonna kind of smush it around. So just smush it around. If you're wanting to do the more organic look, keep your seam on the bottom, which will be the back, and then just kind of roll it around. Obviously I don't want it this long, so I'm going to cut these off and then join these up. just kind of keep working it around. Maybe you want that as the front. I don't know. Whatever you would like. You know my motto. So I kind of like how that looks. It's kind of big, but I do like how it looks. So I think for this video, that's gonna be it. So that's the easy part. I'm gonna go ahead and bake this, and I do this extra because it's thick, obviously. So I'm gonna bake that for at 275 for an hour. And then I will be back to show you. You could do some like surface treatments and stuff on this if you want. I'm trying to think if I want to do that. I think I'm gonna I'm gonna throw a little gold splatter on here. Hold on. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some texture on here. I'm going to use my favorite texture, which is this. I'm going to do the small little squares here. So let me put this back on here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of texture on there. Like that. Make sure that's, I really smush that down. Actually, I kind of like that. And then I'm going to take some gold mica. Just a little tiny bit of gold mica for some of these little bumps here. Nothing major. Just kind of go across like this. Just lightly rub your finger across the top there. And I think that's it. I'm going to leave it like that. I like that. Let me just take this. I want to kind of reshape that a little bit. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to leave this. This is how it looks. You can see the texture and the little bit of mica powder there. Just kind of brings a little something else out there, but you want to make it thick enough. And now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of not. So I'm going to smush this down a little bit and smush this down a little bit. Because we're going to have to drill a hole all the way through the center like this for the beads. So you want to make sure you have some room there. So I think we're okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bake this, like I said, 275 for 1 hour, and I will be back. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is how it looks when it came out. Like I said, this is a big pendant, so it'll take a bold wear. So now the next thing to do is to drill the holes. You're going to drill straight through here and straight through here, hopefully. This is really thin, so hopefully I will do okay with this. So I'm going to place first, and of course I don't have my magnifier, and hopefully I am in the line here, or in the frame. So I'm going to do my best. Well, see how well that went. All right, I'm gonna try it this way. Ah, I did pretty good. Let's see if I can mimic that on this side. I did it, guys! As thin as that was and as blind as I am, can't believe it. I'm pretty amazed with myself. So then you also want to, yeah, those turned out almost perfectly. Find beads that are going to go down the middle. So I found these brown ones, and they're a little tight, but I think they'll work. So I'm going to take 22 gauge wire, and the reason that you want 22 is because you're really going to have to bend it with that last bead to get it through the top. So make sure that it's long enough to go through and to be able to twist on both ends. So as I've shown before, I'm going to do that little head pin thingy that I like to do. Just kind of fold that bottom part in, crimp it down. Then I'm going to hold on to this, wrap it around so that you have your own little head pin. And I'm just going to snip that off. And then just kind of work it around so that it looks good. So, like that. All right, so you're going to feed it through the bottom. And then you're going to put your beads on in the middle. And you can use any size beads. Since this is already such a bold pendant, I'm just going to go big here. Just feed these through. And then this last little part, this is why we have 22 gauge, which is small, because it's going to work kind of like thread. Kind of, huh? So get that last little bit through there, if you can. See, this is where I need my mirror, my light. I can't see. There we go. Okay. So just pull that all the way through, like so. And there you have it. And then since it is wire, you can bend it all around. I'm going to need to clean that top part up. So that's how that looks. So I'm going to just make my loop at the top here. I just bend it towards me. And you want this to kind of be fat. You don't want the tiny little ones like earrings. So kind of come down here towards the end. Hold it up and then wrap it around, you know, a good 4 or 5 times or so. And then snip that off. And then you want to work that piece around. So it's not sticking out. And there you have it. There is your ginormous pendant. I probably won't do anything with this because I'm not in love with it. Maybe I'll have it as a giveaway for next week. That way I don't have to buy anything. So there's your pendant. I hope you guys have fun with that. Let's see, housekeeping. Join Happy Place Studio Facebook group. That way you can find out about these giveaways on Wednesdays. Not just from the videos, but go ahead and like and subscribe if you like my videos. And I think that's it. I am planning on doing just a short something or other tomorrow, so you will see me then. Have a great day. Bye.